Wine is the story of a year, in a place, captured in a bottle. All this is weaved into magical moments and stories to be shared. All of this comes together in the journey of discovering wine country. On a rainy morning in Milan, Francesca Mecchia jumped on her moped and made the 10-minute drive to meet us at her hotel near Milano Centrale. The plush lobby had ample seating nooks to allow us space to set up for an interview. As it was morning breakfast service, you get to hear the ambiance of a busy Milan cafe.
Tell me about, you were talking about how your mother has gotten, so now she's experimenting and making different things. So tell me about, because you have a whole line of wines that are basically that.
I don't know, I can give you some hints. You know, we produce Ribolla Gialla. Ribolla Gialla is very popular, is sold out. Everybody, young and old people, really like Ribolla Gialla. But it's not our favorite grade, because in our traditional wines, there are some like Friulano that express our philosophy and our history, because we always have to remember that we are attached to our history. So the wines that you've been drinking all our life, not Ribolla Gialla. So we try to do different vinification. At the beginning we're doing stainless steel, then we try some wood barrel to check to create a wine that more express our personality. Or the Schioppettino is another example, that you get the Schioppettino with Lipotto, but then you realize that probably is a very robust and intense wine, and you can create a version that is lighter, is easier to drink, so you can enjoy this characteristic and spiciness of the wine more often. Not just because the Schioppettino is very elegant, but then you need to support it with a proper meal, with truffle, with truffle, with a roast, with a steak. While the Schioppettino Rinera, you can drink it in an everyday meal. As I was saying, with a lighter meal or just a glass of wine while you are cooking. And then there was the evolution of the Riserva with the special vintages in a special area where the production is, because we have few areas where we have the Schioppettino. So with just some area we produce the Schioppettino Riserva. There is an evolution. It's more elegant, and more sophisticated, is more aristocratic. And then was the version to remind the story of my grandfather. And then a few years ago we bought this hectare next to us, and in this hectare was the property of a cousin of my mom, so always part of the same family. And in this hectare there is Merlot, Cabernet Franc and Pinot Noir. So we say, okay, years ago we create the Riquenza. The old producer in the same area, they had a lot of different variety, and to avoid to remove the old plants, we create the Riquenza on the first like 15, 17 years ago. There is a blend of Friulano, Malvasia Estrana, Riesling Renano and Piccoli. And this time we say, okay, we create another wine without removing all the plants. We create another blend with this type of variety, and we create the Rebusson. Rebusson is the nickname of the family, of my mother family in the area. So, okay, we use this name just to carry on linking, the story with our production. And they are vinified in a separate way. So Cabernet Franc does 24 months in big wood barrel, the Merlot in 24 months in tonneau, and the Pinot Noir in barrique, always 24 months. And then we assemble and we let it run. So now that we are selling the 2018. But because it's a new wine, you need a lot of experiments. So this new version 2018 is going to be different from the 2019, and we are trying to find the right formula, the formula that we think that is good, and that, first of all, that we need to like, and we need to express what we think are the potentiality of these wines together. And And it is like this. Even the Riquenza, during the 17 years was sweeter, stronger, intense, less intense. But when the wines needs time to evolve, you discover after a few years, what is the final result. So in 3-4 years, the Refosco 2018 will not taste as now. So probably you will need to adjust a few other techniques.
It takes so much time with wine to be able to evolve and experiment in that way. You get one vintage a year, and you're right, year after year it changes in the bottle too. To how it evolves to where it is that you want it to be.
No. It takes a lot of time. Even when you plant the new plants, it takes more or less 7 years to get. So sometimes they say, if the Ribole is so popular, why, and the Cabernet is not as popular, why you don't replant or Ribole? Say, by the time that we are going to increase the production, it's not going to be popular anymore. Probably it's going to be popular again in the Cabernet Franc. No, that is fun. So you need time. You need time and you need even the right season, no? Because if you plant, the plants of the last 2 years, they've been struggling, half of them are dead. So, you will need extra time to be able to get a good product.
Right.
Plants. Yeah.